Are you considering a move to Mississauga? Well, there's 6 negative things and downsides that you need to know before you move here, and we're going after it right now. Hey, what's up guys? This is Saul again with my partner Joanna from the GTA Elite Real Estate team right here in Mississauga, Ontario. If this is your first time here, make sure you tap that subscribe button, hit that little bell so you're notified every time we do a brand new video. And if you're in the market to buy, sell, or rent in Mississauga, reach out to us by visiting our Zoom link in the description below, or you can text us at 289-569-1940 or visit our website at findgtalistings.com. All right, let's get right to the video. Avoid Mississauga unless you can handle these 6 downsides. So as we've noted on our channel, Mississauga is a beautiful place to live. It has all the amenities and feels of the big city, including the proximity to Toronto, without quite the same expense, traffic, and crime level as Toronto has. More on that later. However, no place is perfect, and it's time to get honest about some of Mississauga's downside. And yes, there are some things here that I don't like. Just like most places, there's good and bad here. So usually we'd say go for it if you want to move to Mississauga, but if you really cannot handle these 6 downsides, you may want to consider a home somewhere else. First thing on our list is nightlife. So prepare yourself to travel for nightlife. There's not much going on here after 11-12 o'clock. So Mississauga is pretty much a family-oriented place. There's a lot of diversity here, crime rates are low, and there are plentiful jobs, and the schools are good. But if you like a night on town, crawling all the pubs and bars, searching for the latest clubs and nightlife, Mississauga will disappoint you. Yes, you will find bars here and you'll find pubs, but what you likely won't see is the vibrant nightlife scene that exists in the downtown core in Toronto. And all the hottest clubs won't be in Mississauga, they'll be in downtown Toronto. The good news for those interested in nightlife is that downtown Toronto is not far away, and Mississauga is improving in this regard. Many people regard Port Credit or downtown city center as a solid place for nightlife. And if you work downtown, you can always hit up your preferred restaurants, clubs, and bars after work and come home a bit later. So Mississauga is fine if you don't care much for that nightlife or are willing to drive to it. But if you are into that nightlife clubbing scene, that's something you may want to consider, as there's not much going on here. But if you consider it something you want as part of your lifestyle, which truly is an exceptional feature for condo living downtown, you'll probably want something closer to the city. So another thing is that you probably have the easiest time if you have a car. So while Mississauga is progressively getting denser, it has many of the same transit issues as other suburban cities. In particular, if you want to travel, especially if you want to go downtown Toronto frequently, you'll probably find it easier to have a car. If you're going to hop in the subway and get to Union Station for the Raptors or Leafs game, Mississauga is not the best place to be. Although you could hop on the GO train, but it's not the easiest. And it is worth noting that if you have a car, you'll find living in Mississauga quite enjoyable, especially compared to other parts of the GTA. Few places in the Greater Toronto area have easy access to major highways, including the QW, 401, 427, 407, and 403. So no matter which direction you're headed, north, east, or west, there's an accessible highway close by if you live in Mississauga. But if you don't have a car and don't plan on getting one, you'll probably want to live in a denser place like downtown Toronto. Okay, what about the house prices? So homes are not inexpensive. Mississauga homes are not quite as expensive as Toronto's, but that doesn't mean they're cheap. Instead, they represent a good value considering the area, the newer style homes, and the surrounding cities. For example, you'll pay way more for a property in Toronto and about the same as a property in Milton, and Mississauga has most of the upsides of Toronto and is much closer than Milton. With that said, homes in Mississauga regularly run at least $1 million and can sometimes go up into the 1.5 million to 2 million range. Now condos, there's a ton of them downtown in Mississauga, and condos are significantly less expensive, and there are deals that you can find, especially in today's market, at around $500,000. As noted earlier, it's still cheaper than Toronto, which recently saw its average detached home price exceed 1.2 million. And with an experienced real estate agent, you can often find deals in Mississauga that you won't find in Toronto. But living in Mississauga is still a sizable investment no matter how you look at it. Most homes in the newer sections of Mississauga all look the same. They're all cookie cutter style. The older homes built in the 1970s and 80s, they were not that pretty, but that was the style back then. There's hardly any custom homes unless you go down to the affluent areas of Lorne Park, Mississauga Road, or Mineola. Basically South Mississauga, that's where all the big homes are. But you know, your price tag also, you know, double. So you're looking at homes of $2 million and upwards.
Hi everyone, I'm Joanna. Still want to move to Mississauga? Well, you might want to consider your neighborhood distance to Pearson Airport, because Pearson Airport serves the GTA and is the busiest airport in the whole Canada. An estimate of 12.5 million passengers travel through Pearson annually. This airport is also mainly located in Mississauga area. It's probably very convenient being close to the Pearson Airport, especially if you travel frequently. Like no one fighting the traffic on the 401 to get to the airport. However, being this close also means there's a number of properties under the jet's flight paths. If you buy a home near the Pearson Airport, you might experience some noise caused by the planes descending or taking off. Many people might not notice, especially inside. But if you're noise sensitive or don't want to be close to the airport, you might have to be a little bit pickier about where would you like to be located in Mississauga. There are a lot of homes without airport noise, and again, an experienced real estate agent can help you find those properties. So it's not a universal problem here in Mississauga, but it's something some Mississaugans do have. Let's look into car insurance. The rates in Mississauga can be higher than in some other regions. A car is a must in Mississauga, unfortunately. Car insurance can be a little pricier here than other areas around the GTA, according to the rate.ca. Insurance premiums near to the airport are among the higher end of what you will pay in the GTA. The good news is that they are lower than places like Vaughan, Etobicoke, and some part of Scarborough. The bad news is that they are not as cheap as some part of Brampton, and certainly not as cheap as some places like Milton. Of course, we're only talking about $500 to $1,000 difference annually, but that is also something to keep in mind when considering Mississauga, especially if you're considering a place closer to the airport. If you're coming from downtown Toronto, Markham, Newmarket, or any area outside of the GTA, you might be surprised by the increase you will see on your car insurance bill. Let's talk about the traffic. The traffic in Mississauga is really getting bad. This city is nearly almost 1 million people. Try driving around in a rush hour and you will regret going out. The city is bursting with cars almost all hours of the day and night. Add a few accidents that occurs daily, and this will no doubt add longer commute times. Also, the drivers in Mississauga and GTA in general love to drive a little bit faster and a little bit crazy. I feel like we're a little similar to highways in LA. Have you been in LA? Make sure to bring your NASCAR skills when you move here. Also, I highly recommend using the 407, the toll highway, to get around much quicker. Of course, that costs money, but time is money, as they say.
So do you still want to move to Mississauga? Well, it has a few downsides, but it has a lot of upside. So if you want to move to Mississauga, you should have a complete picture of this place to make the best decision for yourself and your family. No place is perfect, but we have in our channel noted all the many upsides living here, like schools, parks, proximity to Toronto, fantastic homes, different types of options like condos. But there are some downsides too. Depending on where you used to live, some of them may be a little bit jarring initially. For example, if you lived in downtown Toronto and walked every day, you might find needing to travel by car more frequently a little strange. So what do you think? Can you handle these downsides? If you can, and you still want to consider Mississauga as your home, my team and I would love to help you out. You can reach us by calling 289-569-1940. You can even text that. There's a Zoom link in the description below. Let us get in touch with you, help you out, and educate you on all the different neighborhoods. And we actually love it that if you could leave a comment, let us know what you think, any other downsides that we missed. So again, thanks for joining our channel and watching this video towards the end, and we'll see you on another one.